Welcome everyone to this Facebook Live show, Ask Bess, the Ask Bess show. This is a show where you can get your camera straight. I hope this is straight here. So this is a show where you can ask questions, and it could be anything about health, weight loss, relationships, network marketing, careers, jobs, communication, spiritual fulfillment, all of that. Welcome, Donna. Welcome, Shmala. Glad to see you. You guys are always so prompt coming on the shows. Glad to see you. Very glad. Welcome, welcome. So this show is where you can listen and learn, or you can ask a question. You can type one in below, or you can private message me one that I will bring anonymously to the show and respond to. My message to you is that you matter. I hear you. I'll respond. There is a solution to every problem, and it's often very much closer than we think. You don't have to do it alone. I'll help, and I'll share a method called Real Conversations in a little bit with you after I cover the topic today. It's a self-help, self-coach method called Real Conversations, a process that I evolved over 20 years ago when I noticed how I work with myself and with clients and students in solving problems. There seemed to be 4 very simple steps that kept repeating themselves from the problem to the solution. So I'll share those in a little bit. Today we're going to have the puppets come on and talk a little bit about being accountable. The topic today is when you don't do what you say. First of all, you might be wondering, who am I? And if you're watching the replay for this, please type in replay, because I'd like to thank you for that. And thank you for watching. I'd love to also hear where you're from. And if you might have a question for a coach along any of those things, health, wealth, love, any of those lines, and I will respond to it here on the show. If not today, then tomorrow, because I'm here every Saturday and Sunday at noon Eastern time for the Ask Bess show. And if you're wondering who I am a body-mind therapist for over 30 years, a holistic health practitioner, an inner child therapist, and I've helped hundreds and hundreds of people have breakthroughs to the lives that they want, breaking through their mindset, negative beliefs, fears, wherever they feel stuck. I guess you could sum it up that way. If you feel stuck and you want some help, and why not accept help? Why not make it easier for ourselves? I do have 3 ways that I help people. One is a set of free tools that I will post below, and another one is a class, a Tuesday night class that I evolved, where people can get on and have it's live group coaching, confidential, not recorded for that reason. It's every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I call it the Real Conversations class. So I'll post the link for that and the free tools below. And then private coaching is another way that I help people. That's where we can really go fast, custom make it to be exactly what you need. Maybe you know somebody who can use this. This is exactly what I do. Okay, so for the topic today, when we don't do what we say we're going to do, and believe me, that's all of us to some degree. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has this to some degree. I'll call it accountability. Accountability challenges. We all have some of this somewhere in our life, that there's a gap between what we say we're going to do and what we actually do. And this could be anything. It could be weight loss, exercise, listening, being a better listener. It could be building our business, or for those watching, network marketing business. I worked with for 10 years specializing in network marketers. That's why they call me the shrink of MLM. But take a look at New Year's resolutions. That's a prime example of when we say we're going to do something, and then most people within a week or two are not doing their New Year's resolutions, which they vowed to do for the whole year. Right? So this is common. Why does this happen? How can we change that? Because we want our word to be good, don't we? We want people to believe us. We want our word to be respected. And so it involves our own self-esteem too. We feel good when we do what we say we will. And don't say something, don't do what you say, or mean what you say, and if you don't mean it, don't say it. And Yoda said something similar to this in Star Wars when he was talking to Luke, and Luke said something like, "I'll try," right? And then Yoda stops and he goes, "No try. Do or do not. No try. No try." So value your word enough that you will only say what you really mean, and that other people will believe it. Otherwise, what happens? People get frustrated. Our mate, our family, our friends, our coworkers, people on your network marketing team, your coworkers, your boss, people will get frustrated and they say, "Well, she says that, but let's just see what really happens," right? How does that feel, to have your word not be trusted or believed or respected? Wouldn't feel very good, would it? So there are two, there's a fellow named Richard Mayberry who wrote a book called Whatever Happened to Justice, and in it are just 2 rules for living, just 2 simple rules. And one is, do not intrude on your neighbor or their property. And number 2 is, do all you have agreed to do. And my spiritual teacher said, hey, you could do away with all the laws in society if people just followed these 2 simple rules. Do not intrude on your neighbor or their property. And number 2, do all that you've agreed to do. Those 2 simple rules. You can see that everything could find all of ethics and everything. We get along if those 2 things happened, right? We can get along with, we could do away with all the laws and all that. So we're talking about number 2 today. Do all you've agreed to do. And welcome, Luya. Thank you for your likes and loves. I saw you online earlier today. Thank you for joining in. Okay, so we're talking about what are some ideas that tips that are foolproof, where you can dramatically decrease that gap between what you say you're going to do and what you do. So I'm going to bring on the puppets to talk about that. One idea is to track what you do, to write down what you do. If you have a goal, make a little calendar. So I'm going to let these 2 puppets represent the giraffe. I got these from the Compassionate Communication people, led by Marshall Rosenberg, and they use these puppets because many times people can hear it from puppets easier than they can hear it from people. So the itchy nose. Okay, so not allergic to you guys though. No way. Okay, so the giraffe. This is a giraffe, and I represent the high view because I have a high, long neck, and I also have the largest heart of any land animal. So I represent compassion, and also sticking my neck out, taking a risk to be vulnerable and share who I really am, to share my feelings and needs in life, to let people really know me, not hide behind a mask. So this is the giraffe, sticks its neck out, has a high view, and has a large heart representing compassion. This is the jackal, and to me, I'll let the jackal speak. I represent the childish part of ourselves, the childlike, but also the childish part of ourselves, that wants what it wants, thinks of me, has some maturity yet to grow up, or it could be the negative voice, the negative self of myself or others that we run into all the time. So this is I am the jackal. I'll call it like almost the inner child, and this could be the inner parent if you want to look at it that way. But the inner child or the jackal is the short-sighted, thinking of me, kind of funny part of ourselves. The lower self, I'll call it, the one that doesn't like to exercise or do what we say we're going to do. We'd rather forget that. And hello, Patty. Welcome. Glad to see you. Patty is my neighbor and friend here in Kansas, and we were just texting a little bit ago. Glad you could make it on this show. Okay, so now we're going to talk about accountability. Giraffe has some and welcome, Joe. Glad to see you. Giraffe has some tips about how to lessen that gap, because that's what we're talking about today, how to lessen the gap between what we say and what we do. So Giraffe has some tips. He says, track what you do. Write down your goal, and then make a chart every day, like a calendar, and track what you do and write what you do. Write how often you actually do it. And don't worry if you don't get it right the first time. Did you know that on the average it takes 66 days to make a new habit? Whoa! So if you don't do a new habit right away the first day or the first week, give yourself some time. Be patient with yourself. But do track what you do, because so many of us think we'll remember it. That's me. I remember it. I don't need to write anything down. I always remember. Do you always do what you say you're going to do? I don't remember. That's the point. A lot of times when we don't write things down, we think that we did good, or we imagine that we did, or we don't realize. We actually, like with network marketing, people say, oh, yes, I worked on my business today. But how many actual prospects, new people did you talk with? Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. And that's the point. That's why we want to write it down, because often we imagine that we did better than we actually do. And when we write things down, but I forget to write things down. It is a habit. It's a habit itself just to do the tracking, isn't it, Jackal? Yeah. I guess my excuse is I just forget. I forget to track it, and I forget to do the thing. Well, then it's two disciplines that we need to remember, isn't it? We need to not only do the new habit, we need to be in the habit of writing things down. I think it's really fun, actually. It shows me what's really going on. Yeah, maybe I could, but how am I going to remember to do it? Well, that brings up the next thing. An accountability partner is someone who can help you to remember, to do the thing, and to write it down. When you have an accountability partner, like a coach, like Bess is, or a mentor, or a good friend that you can help each other be accountable, you tell that person what your goal is. And then you report to them when you do the thing you said you were going to do, like exercise every day. Maybe you want to go for a walk or some form of exercise every day. Oh yeah, I don't do that enough either. So you could tell your friends, say you and your neighbor want to be accountabilities with buddies with each other. Maybe you can go for walks together. That even makes it nice, because then you have a walk date and somebody that's going to know if you don't show up and walk with them. Yeah, that could be fun, and we could talk too. That person can also be your accountability partner. So, you agree to meet, you're more likely to exercise if you do it with someone. Yeah, okay. Do we have to still write it down? Yeah. You each can keep a chart of the date and the times that you walk. And if one can't, the other can still walk and tell the one the next day, hey, I know you weren't able to walk today, but I walked, and here's my chart. You can show them your chart. And then they'll be proud of me, right? Yeah, that's part of it. That's exactly part of it. That person can congratulate you on your successes, and then you could even put your heads together. If you both didn't walk that day, you say, oh, let's watch TV and eat potato chips instead. If you both didn't walk, yeah, that's what I think I would like to do. Well, if you both didn't walk that day, then it's bad to have an accountability partner who has the same excuses as you do, because then you can support each other in the excuses. So choose one who you know won't let you use your excuses. Oh, darn it. So, welcome, Philip. Glad to see you. Welcome, Edgar. How are you? Good to see you guys. Yes, we're talking about accountability and doing what we say we're going to do. And having accountability, not only we're talking about keeping track and writing down what we say, whether it's exercise, eating less sugar, or any of those things. And Jackal says, but I might forget, but I would rather watch TV and eat potato chips. Then think about how good you feel when you walk, and how nice the sun is, and how nice it is to walk and talk with somebody, and how good you feel afterwards. Actually, many people like that better than TV and potato chips. Much better. Much better feeling. Patty's Patty's enjoying the puppets. Thank you, Patty. So, let's talk about, well, what if I get tired? I could do it for a day or two, and then I'm going to forget. I get bored after that. I don't want to do it anymore. Well, remember your why. Remember why you wanted to exercise. Exercise protects the heart and the brain and gets you think better, you feel better, it releases dopamine and good feelings in you, much better than the TV and potato chips do. You'll feel better. So remember your why. Why do you want to exercise? Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you want to get strong. When you remember your why, you're more likely to do it. Yeah, I do feel good when I walk and after I walk. That's true. So remember that. Remember your why. You'll also want to take good care of yourself, right? If you are a parent, you listeners out there in Facebook land, if you are a parent, would you tell your child to not eat sugar and then you go eat sugar? Would you treat your child better than yourself? Good point. Yep. Because we children watch the parents, and we do what you do, not what you say. Not what you say. We do what you do. That's called being a role model, right? So it matters. But my point is also, do you love your children more than yourself? Do you not want to treat yourself well and not eat sugar? Because you know what sugar does? I wrote a little list here. Jackal, thanks for holding it for me so I can read it. Sugar hurts your teeth, your gums, your heart, your mood, your headaches, your fatigue, your immune system, causes diabetes, aging, stress, and colds and flu. Those are not fun things. No, even I can recognize that. So the less sugar I eat, the more bad I will, the less sugar I eat, the better I will feel. Absolutely. I've proven that myself. When I raised my son, he did not have any sugar, white flour, or bad oils, and other kids could be around me who was sick, and he didn't get sick. His immunity was up. And when he got older, though, he started eating those things. Then he had 2 colds a year, like many people do. But we've proven it in our family and proven it in our bodies. Welcome, Tom. Hey, good to see you. Welcome, Jared. So, Tom, Jared, what we're doing is we're talking about accountability. This is the giraffe, the high view of ourself, and this is the jackal, the low view of ourself. And they are talking back and forth. And welcome, Terry. There's always a war going on within us, isn't there, between the positive and the negative self. So the giraffe is talking about the reasons to do what we say we're going to do, how to be accountable, how to lessen the gap between what we say and what we do. That's what the giraffe is doing, how to lessen that gap. So the giraffe has 2 tips so far, right? What were they, giraffe? Keep track of what you do and have an accountability partner that you can celebrate your successes, and when you don't do what you say, you can troubleshoot what happened and do it better tomorrow or next week. Okay, that would make it easier, wouldn't it, than just trying to do it by myself. You got any more tips, Giraffe? I certainly do. One more tip is if you're having trouble doing something, then imagine a little bit ahead. Imagine what will happen if you don't do that thing. If you don't pay the bills, they shut off the water, right, or the heat. If you don't eat better, you might get sick, get diabetes, or die early, and you won't see your kids and grandkids grow up, right? If you don't build your business, or many people here are in network marketing, if you don't build your network marketing business, then life will be the same as it always was, right? If we don't do something different, we'll have the same thing we've always gotten. So walk yourself forward in time. Imagine that you are that you procrastinated on building your network marketing business. And you always say, oh, tomorrow, I'll do that. Tonight I want to watch this cool TV show, right? I'll just delay it one more day. Tomorrow I'll do it. Well, that never comes. And then imagine that years and years go by, and you're at the end of your life, and you never did do your business, you never did improve your family's life, you never did help all the people that you wanted to help, and how does that feel? So that is a technique that Bess uses a lot of times when she coaches. Yes, that's true, Giraffe. Actually, I do walk a lot of people to increase their motivation for their goals. I do walk a lot of people to the end of their life, to their deathbed. And if they didn't do that thing that they said they were going to do, how does that feel? It feels like a lot of regret, and that's really sad. That is really sad, because you know what? There's no time, there's no second chance left, there's no time to do it different. So, yes, Giraffe, yes, that is one of the ways that I help people to do what they say they're going to do, to walk, to realize that if they don't, what will happen? If they do, what will happen? If they don't, what will happen? And do they want to change that before it's too late? Yes, I would hate that. I would hate not having a chance to do, to have a better life and have my time run out like that. I would be so sad. So we can do that in our imagination now, right, Bess? Yep, we can do that now and walk ahead and get our motivation up to a 10 to do what we say we're going to do. So that is the topic for today. Who has some thoughts about that? Who has some thoughts about what the puppets are teaching today? I'd love to hear them below. And just a big wave to everybody who's come on. If you would like to get better at doing what you say you're going to do, please type in yes, because you're in good company. And I hope these tips today helped. I do have some more helps for you. They're free tools that I will post about how to use the Real Conversations process. So the Real Conversations process I promised to teach you to is 4 steps. Number 1, we recognize a problem or solution, like we're procrastinating all over the place. We don't do what we're saying we're going to do. And then we recognize the emotion under it, which can be embarrassment, guilt, resentment, frustration, because we're not doing it, and it's causing some effect in our life, right? It's causing some effect in our health, or our budget, or our relationships. And number 4, we find the need that's under that. What need is, what unmet need is under that? Because remember, every problem is really the sign of an unmet need. Every problem is really calling and crying for some basic human need to be met. And I've listed those in a chart for you, which I'll send to you, or post where you can get that here. But every needs come in. They could be physical need, emotional need, mental need, or spiritual need. And I've listed all these from all of my years and years of studies of Abraham Maslow and other people, and my own work, that compiled a list of needs for you, so you can say, what's the thing that's missing here? Like in the case of procrastinating, the thing that's missing might be accountability, or an accountability partner, or doing, or it might be motivation is even missing. And the ways to do that, the ways to solve that or meet that need, one of the ways, there's many ways, unique to each person, but some of the ways could be to get an accountability partner, to track, to walk yourself down the road if you don't do this thing, and look at the cost, and do I want to have that? Which do I choose? So those are some ways to solve it, like we demonstrated today. So this is why I love Real Conversations. It's a method that I just observed, that 4 steps that I always seem to go through myself and my students and clients. So I documented this over 20 years ago, and I've been teaching that ever since. So it goes from, we identify the problem, identify the emotion, identify the unmet need under that, and meet that need in a healthy way. Then the problem can disappear. So it's very practical, logical self-help steps. I'll post a link where you can get the free tools from that. And for people who want more help, I have a Tuesday night class where people dial in by phone, where you can get live coaching there. And it's live group coaching, like a reality show. It's quite exciting. You can come on and get coached, or you can just come on and just listen to other people and learn from them, because we're all human. We're pretty much the same. And when one person gets coached through a problem, we all grow, including me. I always get to grow and say, wow, how is this me in some way, and grow from that. So that is on Tuesday nights. I will post the link to that along with the free tools that I mentioned. And for people who want more than that, more help than that, I have private coaching available too. So this is what some people are saying about this work, the Real Conversations work, and the inner child work that I do, helping people to heal the old dysfunctions from our childhood that are carried forward into our adult life today and cause us a lot of pain and frustration. This is what one person says about this. I love this work. It has freed me from old limiting beliefs and fears so I can live all my joy and give the gift of me to the world because no one else can do that. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, being all that you can be, on the Ask Bess show, because I'm here every Saturday and Sunday at noon Eastern Time. Just for about 20 minutes or so, come on and do Facebook Live. A short tip, hopefully, that you can take away and use something in your life. So I'll be back tomorrow, and that's when I would like to talk about being all you can be, having the belief in yourself. Because you know what? We're all bigger than we think we are. We're all great, and we all have more talents and strength than we think we are. And I'd love for you to step into yours and have a happier life and bring more to the world. So we'll cover that tomorrow. I'll post a link below for those tools. And I really need to get a partner. Yep. It's so much easier than doing it alone, Patty. I've never had that. I never did that. It's for people who haven't yet. Oh, it's, you know, successful people. That's what they do. Successful people track things, and they don't do things alone. There, you can get a coach, you can get an accountability partner, friend, but makes all the difference in the world. It's more fun, but also lot more success. So hope that if you got one tip today, Patty, I think, mentioned her tip that she got. If you got one takeaway that was your favorite one that will help your life, I'd love if you type that in, because that helps me know what you value. And when people look at the replay, they scroll down and they read your comments. So it kind of summarizes what happened here today, but also lets me know what's important to you. So, and that's important to me. So thank you for joining in, and we will see you tomorrow. If you know someone who can use this, I'd love if you tag them in the comments. Maybe they'd like to see this, or share this in other Facebook groups that could get benefit from it too. So thank you very much for being here, sharing, and improving your life, and doing what you say you're going to do, or at least improve that every day. If we can improve 1% a day, we're 365% better after a year. Right? So let's do this. We're in it together. Let's support each other. See you tomorrow at noon Eastern Time for the Ask Bess show. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.